Hello everyone and welcome back to another DDL Main League live stream. This time for a very exciting Game 5 between your Terruptive Terrakion and these very strong Kanto Koraidons. But before we get into this live coverage, I'm Clomps and I'm joined here today with my boy Dakota. How are you doing today, Dakota?
I'm doing pretty good. Uh, this is really exciting because the winner of this match actually determines who I play in the next round. So I kind of feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. It's really exciting to have the game 5 too. So this is like super hype for our league right now. This is awesome.
Right, and this is a very exciting game, as I've already said a couple times. But yeah, no, there's a lot on the line for both coaches here. Both of these teams looking to kind of get a big playoffs win here in this game 5. And for Picknor, he's trying to build up a resume in the DLP. He had that 8-1 season already, uh, but now on Span's side, he's looking to go three consecutive fourth top fours in his own history, and that's big in its own right because that means he's like a consistent top four player and kind of boosts where he's at in league standards, I think. So yeah, no, this is going to be a very exciting one, depending on who wins this one today for sure. Um,
Well, I think it's gonna be exciting regardless, to be honest. And Spanish has been making it really exciting just because this series started off as a 2-0 lead with by Picknor with the Terruptive Terrakions. This mega Aerodactyl team over here took the 2-0 lead, and then Spanish clawed his way back. Used a pretty nasty strat to gain him some leverage and got him a couple of victories, and he's trying to make it three in a row. It looks like he's got another stall tactic coming this week with the Appleton.
Right. And I think it's very interesting on Spanish's side of the field because, we've seen him just stack up on the strategies for his stall as the series has went on. And now we're seeing the Appleton kind of reintroduced to the game here. So we could see some potential Leech Seed as well as being able to deal with that Garchomp and Trick Room with like any type of Dragon move. So look out for that for sure. But yeah, you want to do a quick recap on these two teams we're seeing here?
Yeah, well, I mean, the last game we covered Haversack was covering with me. We picked out pretty quickly that the Garchomp got left behind in the last matchup, and we see it come back, make a return to the squad this week. I'm not sure what he did to deserve getting benched last week, but he seems to be a good answer to a lot of the things that Spanish has on his side. Of course, he's got a slow dragon type and a steel type, and another poison type. We do see them get him started. Yeah, and this has kind of been the same lead that we've seen Spanish use the entire time with Mimikyu and Tinkaton. Tinkaton outspeeding Incineroar to be able to get that fake out pressure, and of course, the Mimikyu being ghost type, so being able to do whatever it wants. Although Garchomp is threatening an Earthquake here, which could break the sash on the Mimikyu, so we could just see the Tinkaton go for the fake out into the Garchomp slot.
Right, and I think it's important to note here, like, this Team Catan doesn't have a great matchup into either of these Mons. A Flare Blitz from Incineroar and a less bulky Team Catan on the defensive side could actually pick up a KO, depending on how much attack EV Picanor decided to put into this Incineroar, and obviously, doubling up with the high horsepower or Flare Blitz Earthquake combo, assuming Incin would survive. But we do
Well,
see the Audino switch out here for that Tinkaton. We see the Protect come out from that Garchomp, and the Play Rough into that Garchomp's Protect. With the Taunt coming out from the Incin into that Mimikyu, no more Trick Rooms for it, or Will-O-Wisps for that matter. Dakota?
right. Well, I mean, I would imagine that the taunt's going to go into the Audino now. I'm interested to see. Last time he had the Audino out, he
And we
brought
see the ally switch from Audino here.
with the eject
Mimikyu
button. Yep.
looking to go back into Tinkaton here. We see the Play Rough come out. And that does a lot of damage, actually. That's a lot of damage here for that Mimikyu. And we see its Sash
Yeah.
still, or we see its Disguise still alive is kind of the shocking thing here.
Right. Because it's got that life orb, so it's got the life orb chip damage, and with the ally switch, it was able to avoid damage completely on that turn. This is really good play from a lot of momentum and dealt with that Garchomp, which is one of the main mons on Pickenor's side here.
For sure, and I think this Ensign still putting up a lot of pressure into that Tinkaton slot, so wouldn't be surprised if we saw a hard switch for Span once again. But Peykonor's got a couple of decisions here to make with that Garchomp kind of low early in this game.
I would imagine it either swaps or protects again. Obviously, the Mimikyu could set Trick Room though if it wanted to.
Well, I mean, it's taunted, so it can't.
Oh,
But
that is true. Sorry, I did forget about that
but it's
taunt.
going to be doing a lot of attacking damage into whatever comes out, regardless.
Okay, well, here's an option
That
then.
wouldn't be.
It could have Shadow Sneak, and I wonder if Shadow Sneak with the Life Orb would pick up Garchomp.
It would be interesting to see. And if you catch a Gallade switch there, which we don't, we see another Protect from Garchomp. Stealth Rock
Nice.
goes out for Spanish from that Tinkaton slot, and the Play Rough into that Garchomp slot as well. And we see the Taunt come out from that instant into a Tinkaton that already had those Stealth Rocks set up. Dakota?
Yeah, no, it was. I don't know what the taunt. Maybe to stop an Encore, potentially, because we did see the
Right.
Tinkton have Encore on it last time. So maybe
And we see a
Incineroar's
Protect
kind
into that
of. Ooh,
Incineroar slot. Earthquake will come out, dealing big damage in that Tinkaton,
ooh, survives.
96.9%. And then we see that Sash pop on, or the Disguise pop on Mimikyu. Play Rough going into that Incin slot. And the taunt is ended here for Mimikyu. Dakota?
Well, and we do see the rocks get set up on that last turn on turn 3. So the rock damage is start building up now. Aerodactyl is going to be taking a big chip from it. Everything else will take a little bit of a chip, but yeah, we
Right.
do
And
see
Aerodactyl
Aerodactyl
took
come out now.
25% thanks to its flying type. And it's probably going to Mega here. And it threatens a lot of damage into both slots here, regardless of what it clicks.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a potential double KO here. Maybe Tinkaton switches back out so he can preserve the fake out for another time, but we'll see if Aerodactyl is able to land his dual wing beats. He's missed
Right.
quite a few in this series.
That's been one of the minor storylines in this series, actually, is Aerodactyl just not hitting some of those moves it normally is hitting pretty consistently for Picnor, and that's really shaped the game up to be a Spanish defensive masterclass a lot of times.
Right, right, and Pickenor is always the one who says luck is a skill. So, game 5, it will luck be his determining factor here.
And
Let's
we
see what
do
happens
see
turn 5
Span
here.
timing out here. Hopefully that is not a permanent thing, and we see Span kind of reposition here. Picnor's asking the same question I am. If you want to go ahead and
Yeah, well, I would like to see the Tinkaton switch out here so he can preserve and he does. So he's able to preserve the fake
and
out, and he
no
switches
come
in
out
Appleton, which
and
I don't
Appleton
know if I agree with that
and
switch in
Ripen
there because
with the 2 times defense boost. We see a
could
taunt come
be
out from
taking a dual wing
Incineroar
beat that
here.
it doesn't really want to.
And Span did say it was a
Your
Wi-Fi
screen
bug.
froze.
Oh wait, I know what it is. Ooh, sorry about that. But yeah, we do see that berry come out for Span. Getting a 2 times defense boost here is big. And we see the ally switch. Picnor reads it with the dual wing beat into that Appleton slot. And the taunt goes into Audino. Both Mons are taunted here. And we see the gyro ball not picking up the KO into that Aerodactyl slot
Oh,
for
so much,
Picnor.
so
Wow.
much damage. That was a great read by Pickenor to know that ally switch was going to happen there and to get the
Right.
dual wing beat into the correct slot.
And Span knows for sure he fucked up there a little bit. Part of my language. But yeah, I think this is one of those situations where Span's a little bit on his back foot here, despite having 2 major Mons almost down here. And he's going to have to figure out a way to reposition himself here to take advantage of the Mons he has left.
I don't know if we saw all of the move slots on the Incineroar. I know that last game he had close combat to deal with his Audino. Um,
I did actually see the Poke Paste for this team before the game, so I know it's on here, but I'm not going to reveal it.
okay, yeah. So the close combat was on the Incin before in the last game to deal with the Audino. So I wonder if that'll be there again. The taunts are kind of annoying. I think that it's stopping Spanish from doing what he really wanted to do. We might see the Toxapex hit the field here soon.
Right, and the problem with Toxapex here is if that taunt comes off once again, your Toxapex is just out of commission for pretty much as long as it's on the field. So you've got to find a way to take care of this Incineroar if you want a chance at this game going forward.
Right.
And I mean, like, we talked a lot about Toxapex in this series. It's been genuinely one of the biggest factors in Span's success. Uh, but now, like, what do you do here if you're Span, right? You have a couple options. You can try and pivot into a more offensive mode with Drampa, and try to clean up with the Toxapex, which is a little bit more risky. Uh, or you can try to stand here, get as much damage off as you can. And I found it interesting that we saw a Gyro Ball instead of a Apple Acid from Appleton here.
I mean,
So
maybe just to get the damage, he thought it would be enough. He might have low rolled that, honestly, living
right.
on
And we
2%.
do see the hard switch into Mimikyu and Toxapex here. We see a Rock Slide come out, doing big damage into that Mimikyu slot. Parting shot into that Mimikyu slot as well.
Okay.
Good call for Picknor here. And
No, honestly, Sin leaving the field when Toxapex hits the field is not in his favor. Like you had said, like that taunt from the Incineroar was doing so much damage to or so much disruption to Spanish's team. I think that
right.
I think Picanor is kind of regretting that parting shot right now.
And I think it's interesting here from Picknor's position, because he has a Meowscarada that did about 50% into this Doxapex last time he played his Meowscarada into it. But we do see that Gallade come back in here. Dakota?
Well, I wonder if again I wonder if Mimikyu has Shadow Sneak because it could pick off this Aerodactyl, um, and Gallade does threaten super effective damage into the Toxapex. It is it'll be I wonder what item he has because if he's got sharpness with a band that could be a one hit KO range, but Toxapex is very bulky, so
Right.
um, this will be an interesting turn. This could make or break it right here.
Yeah, for sure. On Picknor's side, there's just so many things he wants to be able to get set up. And we do see the hard switch on Toxapex. Appleton and Mimikyu will go down here. Span kind of just repositioning here, knowing these two mons are pretty much useless. And we see the Tinkaton Audino come back in here to try and get a Trick Room up, I think. Dakota?
Yeah, I would imagine that's what the play is.
The
Yeah,
protect
okay, let's see if we get
we see
the
Fake Out go into
correct.
Gallade. The flinch comes
Yes.
out, and we see the Trick Room go up for Spanish.
Yes, okay, that's exactly what Spanish needed to take over to take momentum of this game. This is a great game. We're looking at, turn 10 right here and we're still kind of in the mid game. So this is really fun match.
And we see the heal
Heal
pulse
pulse into
come
the
out from Audino. Sacred Sword into that Audino slot, picks up the one-hit KO, and the Gigaton Hammer not doing enough to pick up the KO
Oh,
into the Gallade. Rockslide misses into that Tinkaton, and Span getting to get another threat here with that Drampa out. 3 turns of Trick Room left. Dakota?
this is great. He was able to get that free switch into Drampa and the heal into Tinkaton. So I mean this he can threaten a calm mind here set up, or he can threaten
And we
just
see
a
the
double KO.
Toxapex switch in here. We see Drampa kind of doing what it wants to do, and we see a double protect for Picknor, just stalling out that Trick Room just a little bit longer. And it'll be interesting to see what Span does here with the remaining turns of Trick Room.
Yeah, because that Tinkaton's at half health. He's got his Drampa. Well, he's got his Drampa and his Toxapex at full health, so really needs to start putting the pressure on because his team is getting whittled down here.
And we see that Iron
Yeah,
Defense come out from Toxapex. We see the Earth Power go into Gallade, and then Psychic Fang's not doing anything into that Toxapex slot. And yeah, no, this is
almost negative damage.
this is an interesting situation for Span because I knew I was gonna talk about it a little bit before, but I never got the chance to. And we see that Florges switch back in for Picknor though. Room Service Florges could do some damage here. But yeah,
Yeah,
on Span's side, I was gonna say it earlier, but it's all about managing how can I play stall but still have offense come onto the field. And we saw a perfect pivot. And we see the Toxapex switch out here into that Tinkaton slot. Ice Beam goes on the floor, just not doing anything. And the Moonblast does a ton of damage, 66%, gets this backdrop. And then the Berserk
well,
procs to get it back to
he's gonna
neutral.
he's gonna outspeed the Florgus now, and he has fake out pressure.
Right, and it's interesting because we haven't seen Span bring Hyper Voice on this Drampa, where it's threatened a lot of KOs in the past, like a lot of times this game. And Span's starting to get really low on HP here.
Right, yeah, and that's what I was kind of saying before is that he hasn't been able to apply that pressure after setting rocks and like getting his switches in. I really think that he started to the call on the dual wing beats on the Appleton was kind of what threw him
Right,
off
and
a
we see
little
the
bit.
hard switch back into Toxapex here. It misses in that Tinkaton slot. Once again, Gigaton Hammer picking up the KO with that Florges.
Nice.
This Toxapex a little bit safer than it was just a turn ago, thanks to some very strong positioning from Span. And we see that Meowscarada come into this slot now.
That was kind of the play that Spanish needed just to be able to survive,
Right,
and keep this fight going.
and we see him
I don't
kind of
know.
tying it up here a little bit, 3-3 on the Mon count. But he's still got to deal with that Incineroar somehow. This Aerodactyl is just passively getting a lot of chip, and this Meowscarada, we don't even know what it wants to do yet.
Right. Well, it probably wants to use a flower trick into the Toxapex.
Right.
We saw that do a ton of damage
And
in
we
the
see the
last
Mega
game.
Drampa switch back in here. Psychic Fang's going into that Gerald,
Ooh.
doing a lot more damage this time. Flower Trick should pick up the KO from here, and it does. Spanish now on his uber back foot as he has just Drampa and Tinkaton here.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to. He might survive a rock slide. His Drampa, but I think yeah, no, this is such a rough position to be in, especially if you don't have hyper voice.
Right, and I think it's been the story of the game here. You wanted to have Hyper Voice so many times, but it's just not having it's a very big detriment. And we see that Protect come out from the Aerodactyl, fake out into the Meowscarada slot, and
See
we see
Ice
Ice
Beam.
Beam pick up the KO into that Meowscarada slot. Span evening it 2-2. Incineroar will hit the field. Stone's doing 25% and gets the attack drop on nothing that matters.
I don't know if the Tinkaton lives this turn though. That's the unfortunate part because Tinkaton could pick up the arrow, and then yeah, I just that Aerodactyl sat there for too long doing too much damage.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because we see that Protect come out from Drampa here. Fake out goes into that Drampa slot.
Oh,
And dual
Pickinor might
Wing
have
Beat
threw.
into the Tinkaton. And we see Gigaton Hammer pick up the KO into Aerodactyl.
Okay, this is really interesting because can Pickinor survive this round and pick up both KOs here with Incineroar?
I'll tell you, as a supposedly non-biased bystander, and we see the Encore come out into the fake out. Spanish locked him in. EP goes into the Incineroar slot. Spanish is about to win this game, Dakota. And we see Pickinor
I
accept
told you,
defeat.
Pickinor threw it
Gigaton Hammer
on the
picks
last
up the
turn. He threw
KO.
it. He
Spanish
threw
is
it.
going to round 2 versus the Lavender Down Lampet. Holy crap! Oh my God, Dakota, take.
That was incredible. I told you, that last turn I said Pickinor threw it, and man, okay, Spanish found the way out by switching out the Drampa for that Toxapex a couple turns ago. That was his only line to make this a game, and he did. That was incredible because oh
Oh,
man, he was in
holy crap!
a tough spot right there.
Span is going to face off against the Lavender Town Lampet, upsetting the first seed Terruptive Terrakion. Congratulations to Spanish, and let's see if we can get him in here. I'm going to start game recap if you want to cover it.
Yeah, oh man, this is such a fun game. It really drug on. I was nervous for Spanish because the end game was looking really rough. Not having hyper voice, not having shadow sneak was making me so nervous, man.
Right, just so many turns. Span needed to convert some of those KOs earlier, and we just see him consistently missing the chances. And we saw it stack up at the end there where Pickinor made the wrong play at the wrong time, and it cost him the entire game. But yeah, no, this is a crazy, crazy comeback for Spanish. He completed his first actual 5-game series reverse sweep against the reigning first seed Terruptive Terrakion and their head coach Pickinor. How you feeling, Span? How are you feeling?
Low key, he had me scared. I'm not gonna lie. There was that one turn at the beginning when he did a thing, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm cooked." And like, I from like turn like 5, like the second I killed the Garchomp, I think I was like, I shouldn't have done that because this Garchomp wasn't like this Garchomp doesn't threaten anything. Actually, it's a placebo against Toxapex because I can just Trick Room and it can't stop me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think he'd bring Taunt. That like obviously you should bring Taunt, right? It's like obvious, but also like he hasn't done it, so I was like, whatever. And then, thinking back, I should not have killed the Garchomp. That was a big mistake. Because
Yeah,
Taunt's
he
not even like.
called your ally switch and got the dual wing beat in too.
Yeah, I mean, I when I would click, like, obviously the ally switch is obvious, but, like, I mean, you gotta do it.
Got
I
to keep him
just
honest.
just I don't know where to start. I know I can say this. I was like, "Hey Dakota, can you take over at some point?" Because deadass, I was watching the game and I was just getting way too stressed, high cortisol, just commentating over it.
I will say, I didn't think Gallade would one-shot Audino. That was not. I didn't think that would happen. That was shocking to me. Because Sacred Sword's physical, I'm pretty sure, and that Audino is like almost fully physically bulky.
Right, and I feel
Um,
like it's one of those.
Sharpness. He might have been banded too, to be honest. I didn't
no,
really
because
see.
Meowscarada was banded for sure. It doesn't pick up that KO without being banded. I think the Flower Trick doesn't do that much unless it's banded. So I think I don't know. It might have been. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know what I'm
actually,
saying.
this Meowscarada was not banded; it was cloaked.
Was it not? Oh, I just assumed it was. Like obviously it shouldn't be banded. I would like, but it's picking. Like he's not good enough to unban a Meowscarada. Like that doesn't happen.
I mean, he did. I mean,
Ignore that
he
he did.
just
Yeah.
he just made so many good
He
plays
threw at
throughout
the
the game.
very end.
Just for you to rally right back to where you wanted to be at the
I mean,
very last turn, like that was beautiful, like just a
I
very
had it
very
all
beautiful
thought out.
game.
Like once we hit turn 16, I had everything played out in my head, and I'm like, I win the end game into Incineroar because you can't. He has to fake out there. He loses if he doesn't, and I click Earth Power
Right.
because he assumes I go full special. I barely run any special attack investment on this ramp. It's pure bulk, pretty much. It's got like 50 plus on special attack, but like, because I mean, I don't really need because I'm playing stall, right? So I don't really care. But for the record, if the Moonblast doesn't get the Spatak drop, I do just one-shot the Incineroar. So,
Right.
you know, but I mean, all things considered, I think very little of him, but this was a really fun match, you know?
This
It
He's a
was
was
good.
that
this
was
was
I
super
don't
hype.
the
think a lot
most
of him
worthy game 5 I
is.
think I've ever seen in the
I
DOP's
mean,
history.
we've only-
And not only does it cement your legacy as one of the best coaches in the DLP, having 3 consecutive top 4 placements all time, but it also shows how good of a coach you genuinely just are. You're just built different like that sometimes.
yeah, when I don't just attack and to protect 15 times, I'm really good. The thing is, I do that like once every other game.
Right. And we
Look,
see.
and you can't like your haters can't say anything because this wasn't
No,
Picanor throwing or anything. Like this was Picanor at his best. This was game 5 Picanor.
I'll be real with you. That's never stopped the hate, bro. The haters will be hating on me because I got
Oh yeah.
suspended last season in auto lot. Like, what are we on about?
You deserve
Well,
that.
and not to
Legit
mention
gamer deserve
your
that loss, bro.
not to
I
mention like
definitely agree.
your play-ins this season. So
Yeah.
I feel like you definitely earned it after this
Oh,
one.
absolutely. I mean, I made it here through sheer luck and talent.
Not that we ever doubted you
Yeah, and
anyway.
actually, this
No,
leads me into my first question of the actual interview. Span, I gotta be honest. You said you have an agenda to push, you have stuff to push. Did you do it to your satisfaction?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, absolutely. I got everything I want. He got a bull, a BS win off of sheer RNG, and I want like, I mean, this dude has no legacy. He's just a bomb. Like
Right.
he's standing on an 8. Like what's he been good at? He went undefeated against second coaches. Like I mean, bro, I can beat my 12-year-old brother in a fist fight. Like I mean, go ahead. I mean,
Okay,
what are
buddy.
we doing?
Okay, buddy.
Dude,
You're going way too hard in the
going
paint.
off.
Next question.
He's feeling
Oh
good
man.
about himself after the
Next
win.
question, bro.
I will say,
Obviously, your playoffs is going on for yet another series, and you got to face Dakota here. Do you have any kind
oh, I'm
words to
cooked.
say to
I'm
his
so cooked.
face?
No, you have no idea how beyond cooked I am. Because like 90% of what I do in game, like I just throw it at Dakota. Because I don't like to prep by like playing a game. I just like to throw ideas at someone and just like have them like yap to me, and that like gets my brain going. And this is I've like Dakota. I've just been DMing Dakota just random ideas I have, and then either they come to fruition or they don't. And
Yes
so
and
he
no.
like knows my
And I gotta be honest, this is going down as your legacy game all time. I mean, I love this
Yeah, we're
game.
putting
It
this
was
one in the vault.
perfect.
actually, this is my top two. This is
This was your
top two.
top
This is
game.
never beating my top one. My top one was like so beyond hard with like that was
I think
pure
I think the only game that can be considered your top one outside of this game is the game four against the Mesagoza Performers
game
last
four
season.
against me, and
I
it's
mean,
not even per.
that was really just that was a masterclass in its own right. And the fact that we saw you just give masterclass after masterclass these last three games against Baconor, I mean, it just really shows me how much you have to win the regular season before you get relegated next season. Because we cannot have you getting relegated.
Okay, but like surely if I win it all, I get like an auto
You would
buy to
get
play.
protections against it for
Oh,
sure.
okay,
That's
good.
kind of how that works. If you make championship round, you get like auto protection.
Oh, huge. Wait, this is
But
massive.
yeah, no, I
Now
this
Spanish
leads
got
me to
something to play for.
my next question. Like genuinely, you're moving on. You've done a lot of things in league. Thinking back at your career to this point, what is your top five favorite moments for us to end out
Oh, I
everything?
mean, top one has to be just absolutely beating the brakes off Gamer Game 4. Like that is top one by like a long shot, and it's not close. Like that was my bad. That was the peak. That was the peak, bro. That was like I was pushing an agenda. The dude was a butt. The guy tried to get me to play at 5 in the morning. You know what I would do? That was elite, bro. That was. I guess when you gave him the auto loss was really, but like it doesn't matter. That match against Gamer, that was like I played horribly, but I deserved the win because he was a bum.
Game four was kind of the really only thing you had going for you up to this point. And
Yeah.
I mean now you have an actual like achievement in your career in my books. Like I think you are a top four coach, like solidly. You were like the Timberwolves of the DLP.
I mean, I'm a game five merchant at this point. I haven't won a playoff series that didn't go to game five. Like,
Right, right. You've only got swept or went to a reverse sweep, and I think that's crazy
yeah.
because you're in such a unique position as a coach. Like you're not in a tier where like people are like, "Oh, he's bad. He's a bad coach." But they weren't like, "Oh, yeah, no, he's one of the best coaches in the league." Like you weren't a
No, I guess
PCR
definitely
Peverell.
he's a
You
bad
weren't a
coach. I
PCR
went
Peverell. You weren't a KBR. You weren't a Furples. You weren't a Happy. You're a Spanish. You're directly in your own tier, and I think that's so crazy because
dude, I'm
Well,
exactly where I
you
want
were
to
the
be.
person who gave the only victory to Artemis and then beat Picanor in a series of best of five.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I do.
That's the diversity of the
Yeah,
deal.
I mean, I'm sorry. I believe in charity work, Dakota. I'm sorry you don't care about like the homeless
I'm
individuals of the
sorry.
world.
I should have given you that last game. Yeah, that's right.
what
I'm
a
okay. There's no reason Aerodactyl should have come to this game. By the way, bro is a certified bum. Has done nothing in
The
any of the games.
Aerodactyl surviving the Gyro Ball was like
That's
it was a little shocking, and then it just sat there with 2% for like most of the game, being super
I
annoying.
mean, I had no attack investment, so I don't really know what the like. I don't. It didn't feel. Honestly, I'm glad it didn't KO because that thing did nothing after killing Appleton. It hit Appleton and nothing else.
And I think one of the biggest things in this game, right? It was your ability to just switch to offense midway through the game because you were fishing for a lot of like early stall damage, and it just wasn't falling. So you drop two KOs with Mimikyu Appleton, you reset the entire field, you get enough trick room to set yourself up in a better position than you otherwise would have been in. And I mean, like, it just shows the duality of your team. Like, you're able to play really defensive, but you're also able to play really, really good offensive Pokemon
Yeah, no.
at
I
the
mean,
same
if I
time.
was playing hyper offense, I'd go 9-0 too. You know, like if I drafted Mega Aerodactyl and Incineroar, I would also be going 9-0. Like, what are we saying, bro? Hyper offense is for the brain dead.
I played a lot of hyper offense lately, and it's a bunch of 50-50s, but go off, King. It's your moment. You can say whatever
I'm
you
sure that
want.
you depend on a 50-50 to win your game. You can't call that
It is
skill.
a lot of like RNG based, but it is just like click two buttons and
Yeah, like you
yeehaw,
don't
you know.
like it's RNG in the sense that like, oh well, if he switches this mon, this is a bad move, and it's like, well, whoop de doo, dude, welcome to the game. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's like baseline skill checks in Pokemon. Like,
I will say there's hyper offense where it's like genuinely like easy to position, like Charizard Y. but I mean that's a deal podcast topic to talk about, not a fucking this.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is if he brought Tailwind on Aerodactyl, I was cooked.
Right.
I don't win this if he has Tailwind, which I find really funny because you wouldn't think to bring Tailwind. If he brought a Covert Cloak on a Pokemon, I'm shocked he didn't bring a single Covert Cloak after Tinkaton Fake Out's been cooking him. I don't really know what goes through his mind because he thought of Taunt, and that was pretty impressive.
Well, it
But
was
like,
on
I don't know.
Meowscarada, is what it was on.
What? Wait, no, it got faked out. What do you mean? It got flinched and killed.
Yeah, I
He sent
noticed that
me
too after
he
you
sent
said.
me a wrong paste then, because that's
Yeah,
not
no, there's
what I got
100%
originally.
banned in Meowscarada, bro.
That's crazy.
I think.
Bringing Banded Meowscarada once again.
I'd be fair. To be fair, the game once like Incineroar. I don't know why he ever took Incineroar off the field. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't have a way of killing that thing. That thing could have just sat on the field for 10 turns, bro. I was cooked if he didn't parting shot.
Honestly, this was a crazy series. I mean, like thinking back to where it started and how it ended, like man, I had no clue. And I'm so glad like Picanor not trying really bit him in the ass in the end. Like that should be a lesson to him for
You know, I don't
future
see. No,
endeavors.
I'm calling bullshit. I think he got scared game two and gave up. That's my theory. And quite frankly, I'm not gonna believe anyone on anything else.
I think he tried this game. I think this was a real
This
pick
looked
and
Oh
like
no,
a
choose.
he
real
tried.
Picanor game. This looked like
Yeah,
a
This
no,
was
this
a real
is.
game. But the other two weren't. Games 3 and 4, he totally thought it was gonna be either free or he was like just could not be bothered to. Haversack really like pushed him into trying just to get embarrassed. Like, I mean, I personally, I'd quit the game if this was like my last game performance. But that's me.
hey, it's only for one off season, bro. One off season of
No,
getting
I'm
clowned
kidding. No,
on.
I know, but
One off season of
if
getting
you,
clowned on before we're
if
all like,
you,
is
you
Picanor winning the
100%,
league next season, bro?
Yeah,
100%
no,
real.
you
There's
might
a
have
really
awoken something in him.
yeah. I'll put it out. Okay, don't worry.
Well,
We've been
he'll have a worse draft next year, so
Well,
just
yeah.
don't.
I
I'll take
mean,
him out of the book.
he's gonna
We
be
can't let
able to.
him draft Garchomp and Incineroar and Aerodactyl and everything.
Yeah, here's my thing: is my draft can't get worse. I was like 10th across the board. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you're in the same position if you were to lose this series now as you were last draft, so.
unless people start trying to like target pick my like, unless someone's drafting Audino round one of RUNU, like we're so chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
don't need to worry with your draft
And to be
strategy.
fair, I wouldn't be shocked if someone did that. I like to think I've made Audino into like the best Pokemon in the league personally, but
Audino kind of did nothing this game, but it
what do you
did
mean?
one
It
It
did
won
no,
the
it
an
game.
did
ally
plenty.
switch.
No, it
What?
did
I mean,
plenty.
That
It,
heal pulse
they,
won the game. What are you on about?
yeah, it did a lot actually. I was gonna say even the eject button, just being
well,
able to
yeah, I
come
got
in, take
Trigger,
a
Heal
hit.
Pulse, and an ally switch off. That's good enough for me. I mean,
Literally just the heal pulse won the game. This Tinkaton picked up what 3 KOs?
yeah, you had to get Trick Room up though to position.
Tinkaton picked
That
up
was
4 KOs
crucial
this game.
too.
What are you on about?
Did your
Tinkaton,
Drampa not have hyper voice?
he
No,
hasn't been
I don't
running
like
it.
bad move.
All right.
Also, there's
I
no
just
need
thought
to
it was
have spam on
interesting.
Grandpa.
Thought it was
This
interesting
Pokemon.
to not have spread.
I'm gonna start the
I had Hyper Voice in in
anti
two.
Audino propaganda this offseason where I'm like, Audino's not good, guys. Span's just tricking y'all so you'll counter pick him and pick up
Hearing
Farigiraf
is
instead.
so good that I make a bad Pokemon seem good.
Bro, Audino is so like it's such a good low tier pick for what you use it for, and just the ability to have that double regenerator between Toxapex and Audino, I think saved your
I'd
season
just
a
like to
lot.
point out, like, if you compare the teams we brought, his team is on average much better. Like, he has two OU Pokemon in his team. I have one OU Pokemon. He has two. I don't know what tier Meowscarada is in, but it's sure as hell higher tier than Audino and fucking Toxapex. Like, I mean, this guy's a bum, bro.
Bruh.
Tiers aren't real, and neither is draft spots,
One
bro.
of my favorite things about Span, for a lot of reasons, is that he's just a natural antagonist. Like he antagonizes
Yeah.
everyone. So like he'll
I'm his
just
next
like
opponent. I'm wondering. I'm waiting for him to start talking shit about me.
so he'll like deadass just
Like
shit
the
talk
Conor McGregor.
anybody. And then like, if he loses, he's like, I don't fucking care. I don't care, bro. I'm moving on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if he wins, he's like, fuck you, you're the worst, you're the worst, I hate you, you're the
To
worst,
be fair,
you're the worst,
fair.
you're the worst. And then like just keep doing it over and over again. And that's why Span is unhealthy for the league, but also one of my favorite coaches.
Okay, but like to be fair, right? Out of the Pokemon I brought this series, exactly 2 of them were drafted. The rest were picked up in free agency. Like, come on, be so for real. This is genius tactical play by me.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, you picked up a lot of the slack going into the second, or like after FA opened, you picked up a lot of slack that your
I'm
team
the best FA coach in the league, and
just.
I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I mean, arguably getting your
As a
draft pick the
draft
first
coach,
time is more important, but
Hey, but
you
at
know,
least, but you're a good enough coach to notice like where your team was
well, yeah,
falling
that's the
short and
thing is
like where to patch it
I
up
just
and everything. So I mean,
when I just draft a bunch of Trick Room mons that like I know I could run in Trick Room, and then when they stop being good, I just trade them out for something better.
also you titled it wrong. You said it was match 4 instead of game 5. So,
Oh, did I? Whatever. Round one.
and
Oh, match. Same thing.
and
Realist.
yeah, no, I didn't really have any interview questions. I'm just hyped. I'm just so hyped.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know me. I can yap. You don't need to ask me
I
questions. I'll
I
just
I
ask you.
genuinely I was feeling my heart like beating 5 times as fast as it's supposed to whenever you got really in a bind at the end there. And then when you pulled it out, I think Dakota can probably talk for me. Like, I went off when he won that game.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
Dakota
we all
knows
kind
why.
of blew up.
Like, I love watching the commentary, and I'm just like, wow, this Dakota guy's like a genius. He doesn't like reveal that he knows what's on my team. This is like insane. To be fair, I haven't changed 5 out of the 6 Pokemon in forever, so
And I think it's so,
there's
so, so important, right? Like in this matchup, to where I knew in this game 5, you'd revealed what you wanted, so it was just meeting your win cons. And I was like, can Span do it? Probably. But it's a 50-50. But it's a game 5, so he's got like a 1.5 time
yeah. No,
boost. So
I have bad RNG until it's game 5. Then I just like have no RNG. Like there was no RNG this game.
this was actually the perfect game, I think, for you because you got every rock slide miss. That would have done a little bit of chip, maybe gotten a
Yeah, I
full
was gonna say there
finish.
was a rock slide
Um,
that.
and
There
so
was like one backslide miss and one dual wing beat miss, but I hate to break it to you, that's completely normal when you're clicking 90% accurate moves.
And
Like,
I think I was talking with I was in
Luck is a
VC with
skill.
Gamer actually before this. I was like looking at Pickenor's like Poke Paste and I was like, yeah, no, he has a lot of high RNG skill moves. Like if he if he loses, it's probably because he kept missing.
I'm sorry, but there's
And
literally no one in the league except Pickenor who has zero right to complain about losing on RNG. Like, be so
Yeah,
real.
yeah. No, exactly. That's
Like,
live by the sword, die by the sword.
this is like
yeah, like
if
live
Pickenor
by the sword.
has the toughest skin in the world to be taking literal like actual just abuse, verbal abuse from this guy, this is gonna be the most toxic rivalry I've ever seen.
To be fair, this is a good one though because he can take it and he can deal it,
And
and we're
yeah,
not gonna have a
exactly. Yeah, and he
problem
can play really
where
well
he
too. So
starts crying.
I'm gonna
Not, I'm
get
not,
a
you know,
Pickenor masterclass at a rematch series next season span. Thanks in
he's
advance.
gonna get cooked again,
I
bro. He's gonna
do
win 2
believe we
straight.
play each other again next year, right?
They'll
Bro,
play. Well, actually,
Because
Span
I'm
won't
playing
play.
Pickenoric.
Will we? No, probably not because
dude,
we've
I'm bringing the
rotated.
extra
We've
next time we
rotated. But yeah, I'm getting off very,
studies.
very soon. I don't care if you want to do any more victory laps. Just don't kill Pickenor,
Bro, what do you mean?
please.
I'm about to go. I'm about to get 13 0'd against Dakota, bro. I'm genuinely so cooked. You don't understand.
It's funny because you could probably throw every single game and I'd be like, yep, that's Spanish. He can't play the game for shits.
Here, you know, really
Yep,
winning
that's
anything?
Spanish. He
What
can't play
does-
the game. And then, like, we saw your entire series versus Pickenor. And it's like, I can't even
I thought
accuse
you
you
were
of
gonna.
throwing, bro. I can't.
I thought you were gonna beat me the last time that we played each other. So
To be fair, last time we played, I had 32 EVs instead of 252.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
See, exactly. There's
and the time
see.
before that. It actually took until game, yeah, until playoffs for me to fix that. But
That's
plans.
hilarious, dude. You just
And I still
handicapped
picked up
yourself.
2 wins.
It's so crazy how many feet Span's legacy just has as, like, a top, like, standard, like, gold standard, not a gold standard, silver standard coach in the DLP. Like, this
Bro, what do you
dude,
mean silver standard? How am I anything but gold platinum standard, bro?
you
How can you
are.
call someone silver standard?
Maybe
Ah,
you can
gold
confidently.
standard, bro. My gold standard, you want to know my big three? It's freaking Nimble, PCR,
Where's
Peverell.
wait,
That's
wait,
my big three. And once Munoz
oh wait,
joins the main league, I'm putting Munoz in over Nimble because Munoz is my goat.
wait. Let me find Nibble in the bracket real quick. Oh, that's right. He's out. Shut the fuck up.
He's out,
He's
bro.
not good.
He also made more finals than you have in your entire career in the DLP.
Yeah,
So that's way.
your
Oh, and
fault.
he beat you in a series. And he beat you in a series.
He didn't beat me. He actually technically beat Picanor.
He beat you in a game, and then he beat
Me
your
and
replacements
one
that
game,
you got to choose
me and
in a game.
Picanor threw
So
him
womp
like
womp. And you also got to prep your team in those games, and you earned a
we
suspension
can
for
be
that
real.
series. So you
You
actually
watched the
costed
replays of
yourself.
that and tell me he deserved the win, bro. He played like you know what, whatever. Never mind.
He
I'm not.
absolutely
I'm getting
cooked your ass, bro.
rage baited and it's 1:45 a.m. and I don't want to yell at you. You know, it's really tragic, but like personally, I live in the present, not the past. So I think
we
that's
yeah
funny.
we get to we get to the full experience of Spanish and all of his antics.
Dude, I love looking at my teenage screenshot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We always
And being
commenting.
the second representative from Europe in our league to be in the playoffs right now
Bro,
too.
I'm an OG. You know what? I've won as many titles as PCR has. Okay, like, god damn it, bro, bro, I don't want to try. I don't want to try. Dude. I don't hate Dakota. Bro. I like. This Where's
Oh,
Gamer when you want to play him, bro?
He's on the other side of the bracket playing PCR, bro. He's taking
maybe he'll
one
get
for
your
the team.
chance.
Bro, I'd rather play PCR than like
Nah,
Dakota,
but
but Dakota's just
we'll talk
chill.
to
At
y'all
least
later.
PCR.
Sorry for all the cussing. We'll wrap it up in the next one, and we will not cuss at all. We're a very, very friendly server, I
Yeah,
promise.
let's be family
Yeah,
friendly next time.
we never say anything outrageous or.
Outrageous or rage baity or whatever would make the
It's not
general
really a week.
population
Listen,
upset with how we conduct ourselves. So yeah, no, I'm Clomps, that's Dakota. We had a very nice stream. Span had a very nice series where he reverse sweep Picknor and the Terruptive Terrakions, and he's facing off against the Lavender Town Lampent as soon as potentially Sunday. Dakota, Span, what do y'all
Possibly,
think?
yeah. It's up to Span. We'll have to talk about it.
Alrighty, anyways,
yeah.
I'll talk to y'all later. This has been one of the best series we've ever seen in the DLP. And till next time, folks, in round two, this is round one Clomp signing off.
Good night, everyone.